If you want, I can text you like privately or through Facebook and you can send me those.
Yeah, I'll just send you my email.
Okay.
Um, I'll do that right now. And then do you have any other questions?
Well, we are talking about marketing here, right?
Marketing or business? Yeah, anything in regards to that.
Yes. So, that you guys have found out where you get the most amount of clients through social media, like the website, doing live,
There's
stories?
there's no right answer. I wish there was an easy answer with regard to that, and that's really what I know. What everybody wants is they just want like this is the way, and you do A plus B plus C plus D to work for you. But honestly, it's different for everybody, and it's different for everybody because your audience is going to be different based on who you are.
Mhm.
So where I would start though is who is your target audience?
So I'm still trying to define that, but it's most likely going to be adults between probably 30 and 60. Most likely woman, but I want to work with men too.
Okay.
It's
What so tell me more about your so you did this exercise in level one probably where you close
yeah,
your eyes and you imagined your ideal client coming through the door
yeah,
and you're
yeah.
imagining just one person, not more than one person, a single
Okay.
ideal client. Who is
So
that ideal client?
so that would be a woman in middle age, like maybe 40s,
Hmm.
50s, which have some problems with self-esteem
Okay.
issues.
Okay.
That would be my ideal client.
How does self-esteem issues show up in her everyday life? How does that affect her every day?
She's very insecure about her image and not that much her image, her inner self. Like she questions herself too much
Okay.
and thinks she's always wrong and looks down on herself, doesn't love herself. She might look perfect and everything is great, but inside of her, there's a lot of struggle and insecurities.
And what will working with you, what will that gain her?
Strength and confidence. Like what I like doing and I think I'm good at is like getting the best out of people and help her concentrate on her positive traits and develop those.
Okay. Um, when she's concentrating on her positive traits and she's got strength and confidence, what how does that show up in her everyday life? How does her everyday life change?
Oh wow, a lot. Like um she's happier, she's happier overall. She has results at work, she has results on her personal life, like her either kids or significant other appreciate them, because a lot of times we complain about how people look down on us or don't appreciate us, but that's a reflect on what we think about ourselves. So once that's no longer there and we appreciate and we are confident on ourselves, everybody sees it. And even if you have less time or you do less, they appreciate it. You don't have to crave that appreciation outside because it's coming from the inside.
Hmm.
So it would show on her work, on her everyday life, personal life, relationships, everywhere.
So I'm hearing that her personal life would improve and there would be, you said results. What kind of results?
Personal life,
If you get more specific about because results can be anything, right? They can be, it's kind of
yeah,
a generality. So maybe a modifier or for that or a adjective.
um, would get, I don't know. You want to know which type of results?
Yeah, because I mean, when you say when I hear what I heard you say was, um, she will be happier. She will be getting results at work, results in her personal life. She will feel
Oh,
appreciated, and the appreciation will be coming from the inside.
yes. Yeah. So the results is like
Yeah.
satisfaction on everything she does in her life instead of being like a punishment
Okay.
and like
So
feeling that she doesn't do enough. Like, yeah, satisfaction.
satisfaction. Okay. So you're looking for a woman who right now is feeling insecure. She questions her inner self and her strength. So, and she's in her 30s or 40s. So, back to your original question, where do you find those? I'm going to ask you, where do you find that woman? Where is she at on the internet? Where is she at in the real world?
In the real world, at work, like I used to work in corporate, I see that all the time. Clients that I had that are like that, they're more like, yeah, between 30 to 50. And on the internet, you can find them through social media. They're some of my contacts. Could
Which
be.
social media sites do you think they're on more frequently?
I, I think Instagram is big, but I have more contacts on Facebook, and I get more from Facebook
Okay,
than
that tells
because
you
I
right there.
had it longer.
That's
Yeah.
you've already figured this out a little bit. You're starting to, so you know where to find. So that's probably where I would start to channel my energy, because they're getting more results there. So you rather, this is something, it's good to have a page everywhere and link them, post them, but you want to really pick one channel and focus your energy on that channel, and then you can
Oh,
have the
wow.
other channels fade out, but get that one channel going, really well. So if you're going to do social,
Okay.
do Facebook. Now, we always talk about social. Is there anywhere else you can find that woman in that age bracket that is a professional, that is anywhere else you can think of finding her?
Yes, I thought about updating my LinkedIn profile as well. And I thought about doing psychology today. And I thought about not network marketing, but people that I know that are in that space, therapists, I can partner up with. I work with a
Like
therapist
that.
that does therapy. So I send her clients because I feel like, oh, you need a therapy more than a life coach. And I want to know a few more so they can refer. And I feel like that's the best way to go about it, because that way they know you. It's an easy transition. They trust you faster. It's a little warmer.
So how are you going to find those extra therapists?
I'm gonna contact the extra ones. I'm thinking I'm scheduling a photo shoot for my website because I'm not that good with pictures. So I figure I'll spend the money on this, so somebody does it for me. So she told me she's in a woman's group. I know, and one of my clients is in a woman's group. She's starting her business, so I'll probably go with them to one of the. I don't want to do strictly woman, but I'm gonna start there. If they tell me it's really good and you get a lot of support, and they are entrepreneurs that have been doing the photographer has been doing it for over 10 years and she's really successful. And she's a lot like me. We have the same kind of like approach to things. So I'll probably go with her to one of those sessions and
Now
give my business card or my info.
probably. I'm hearing the word probably.
No, I will, but I have to schedule it. I have my photo shoot on the 20th, so I'll ask her and I'll go to her next one. Yeah.
So, I mean, so I'm hearing that you've got a lot of irons in the fire with regard to your business. I mean, you can go to a women's group with the photographer friend of yours, and then there was a second women's group as well. You have a therapist that refers to you. The therapist that refers to you, does that therapist, is that therapist connected with any other therapists?
Yes, she hasn't referred to me yet. I referred to her and we just
Okay.
met recently, but she referred me to a business coach. And I might work with her because I want to have a coach throughout my process. So I might start working with her. And she said, "Sir, I get clients all the time and I send it to my clients." So she opened up this therapist, introduced me to this other one, and so far
Perfect.
one, but I might meet more people in that group.
So it sounds like you are getting out there. You're starting to put yourself out there and talk to people about this. Keep going. Yeah, don't stop. So LinkedIn is a good gut call. I mean, I know you said you don't have, but it's good for if you're looking for a professional businesswoman type. LinkedIn is a really good place to find them. You got to be smart about your approach on LinkedIn. For me, there's a lot of people trying to get at you at LinkedIn. I don't know if you there's a lot of cold call kind of messages things. So I would approach it by putting out really like relevant content, and it doesn't have to be something that you produce. Just sharing really good relevant articles. They don't even have to be yours. Is good content on LinkedIn because it's enriching their day, and you got to approach it like a business. And what would your client find really valuable? And that's really what you want to post. I mean, really in general, but especially so on LinkedIn as well.
Okay. And do you know, and I don't know if this pertains to this section, but do you know if psychology today is friendly for life coaches or not? It's
So
just
you have
therapy.
to have another licensure of some kind in
Okay.
order to list yourself on psychology today. They don't accept an ICF. We've been through this now. Sometimes people get through and get past the screening and can, and sometimes you can't. So it's kind of a mixed bag, and it's kind of the luck of the draw. And whoever is approving you, I've had people both get approved and not get approved on psychology today. So typically
Okay.
they do. So they're going to ask you no matter what for a licensure. So they're going to ask you for a number, a certificate number, or a something. And I have answered ACC. I have answered all kinds of things in that box. And actually, I have gotten approved, but I've heard from other students that they did not. So, yeah.
I see.
Mhm.
And is there any, my last question, is there any tips that you could give, general tips, or it's really specific as far as marketing for us finishing now?
Yeah, I mean, well, that. There's a lot out there. Marketing's a big deal. The best, and I guess 3 rules really. First rule, emotional imprint, and it's emotional imprint / be authentic. So what you want to do is be real and connect with your audience emotionally first, and know that that is really important. I think we went into amygdala, we went into all these things in this class, and we have a reptilian brain that has been around and been in charge a lot longer than our frontal lobe, our thinking brain. And so because of that, it makes the bulk of our decisions for us. So you want to appeal to the animal first. So we want to appeal to that primitive brain first, and then you can appeal to the human after. But if you connect with somebody on an emotional level quickly, that will keep them interested in everything else. So if they don't have that emotional connection, you just they won't stick around. It'll take a lot longer. So you just really putting that real authentic, that speaking to them in their own words. That's rule number 2. Rule number 2, speak their language and speak about them. So our inclination as people is to, in our marketing and everything, is to talk about ourselves and what we've done and what we've got. But the truth is we should be talking about our clients and what they need and what they want and what they're going through. And so you want to speak about them and to them.
Mhm.
And then the third rule is go where they are. So that is pick a channel, find them and be there. And that's focus your energy where your client is. Don't spin your wheels in places they aren't.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean that people won't find you outside of other channels. That doesn't mean that your client is going to be exactly who you think it's going to be, but you start there, and as they come in the door, it might change a bit, and just keep your pulse on that. Just
Mhm.
stay in tune with knowing or recognizing who your clientele is turning out to be, and then you can adjust your marketing as that happens. But if you have a steady flow of clientele coming in with what you're already doing, I wouldn't keep doing what you're doing. So don't, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. I there's a good rule of thumb with regard to trying out new things, and it's an 80-20 rule. So if you've got marketing going, what you want to do is fix the 20% of the marketing that is not working, that is performing low, but leave the upper 80% just to sort of keep going, and switch out that 20%. Just switch out that bottom performing 20% and leave 80% of it as is. And you can
Okay.
reapproach it. Also, good rule, anything that you put out there, give it about 4 weeks of time to see how it really does. Because just with everything, with algorithms, it takes about 2 weeks for any smart algorithm to learn, and then 2 weeks for it to perform. So that's a good window of time to start. That's why that 30-day marker is a good thing, to start looking at how things are performing. So if you put something out, really don't look at it again for 30 days. I mean, you can, of course, look at it again and interact with people, but I wouldn't look at it from an analytical standpoint until 30 days have gone by, because it's just not a full picture until that happens.
Brooke?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's Elizabeth. I'm sorry. I missed the
Hi.
first I missed the first rule. Would you mind repeating?
Oh, the first rule is connect with them emotionally. Connect with your clientele on an emotional level. You guys talked about this today, the amygdala, or not today, I think it was yesterday, and how the sort of the neuroscience of the brain, and the same way that we switch into fight or flight, we also, that part of our brain is also very much controlled. The reptilian part of our brain is controlled by emotion, and it's simple. It's very simple thinking. So when we talk about neuromarketing, when you hear people bring up anything about neuromarketing, what they're really speaking to is marketing to our subconscious, and recognizing what things work subconsciously, because really some people theorize 90% of our decision making is done subconsciously. So that's why when we say like high contrast images, the reptilian brain loves high contrast because it stands out, it's simple, it likes simple words, nothing it has to think about. It likes emotion, it likes eyeline. Eyeline is huge. So if you have something you want people to look at on a page or an ad, so if I put this here and I'm looking straight forward, people aren't really going to look over here. But if I'm looking at it, people are automatically, their eyeline is going to go from here to whatever's written here, because we follow human eyeline. So you can be really smart and strategic, little things like that. They've done studies where they had bread that was on sale on two different shelves. One was, the shelves were all black, one was all white, and everything sold on the white shelf for the black one. And that's just because we're drawn to lighter colors. They stand out. They also did one where they played metal music and they played classical music, and nobody bought anything when the metal music was playing. Nobody wanted anything to do with it, which is funny. But this is what a lot of times what neuromarketing does is they actually do, where they're monitoring neurological activity and seeing what people respond to. And that's that A/B testing. Are you guys familiar with A/B testing?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Can you explain a little bit?
A/B testing, it's as simple as this. You put out two different things. So, or well, it's really two of the same thing, but with this small change. So if I wanted to see what my audience liked better, if they wanted, let's say I'll talk to Sarah's. So if I was talking to a businesswoman, I wanted to see if businesswoman is drawn to pictures of other businesswomen, or if businesswoman is drawn to pictures of business men, we'll just say. And I'm curious, I don't want to know which one. I would write the same ad copy. Everything would be the same so that we know exactly what we're testing. But I would put an image of a woman, businesswoman, image of a businessman, and then I would put them both out there at the same time. Give them the same amount of attention and see which one performs better. And now I know from that, okay, my audience likes businesswomen better, so I'm going to stick with the businesswomen side of things. And you can do the same thing with your copy. So you can, it's just a way to test what you're putting out and see what people respond to better. And you just want to make sure when you do that, you are reducing as many factors of like variation as possible. You only want to vary one thing when you're doing that A/B testing, so that you know specifically what the difference is and there's no questions about it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And you can do that in your social, you can do that. There's tons of ways to do that. So the great thing about marketing is it's forgiving. It's both forgiving and not forgiving, but for the most part, it is forgiving. There's some things that you can do that might be the death of you, but those are some real big things. But for the most part, you can test and test and test and change your brand and sort of start to flex into the spaces that work for you, and people will forgive you quickly, especially in social. So don't overthink too much. Put it out there, see if it works. If it doesn't, throw it out. If it does, keep it in. And don't be afraid to test everything. There's so many ways to market to people. It's things to post. Jerome, share some post stuff you can do, since he's our official poster.
Well, I just want to reiterate what you just said about not being afraid to just try things. That's one of my favorite pieces of advice to always just kind of go back to, is we just get so wrapped up sometimes, and because of the fact that we spend a lot of time sometimes on content, and then when it goes out and it flops, then we never go back to it, or we kind of think ill of doing it again. Try it again.
Try it 2 or 3 times.
Time, and just kind of see how it performs. And as far as the types of content that you can put out there, I think especially in the coaching space, I think it's super powerful actually, and relatively easy to kind of just do. And we've actually kind of been pushing this. Well, we had recently been pushing going live, just showing who you are and pretty much giving your audience what they're going to get once they, or potential clients, once they actually go ahead and hire you on as a coach. I think that kind of answers a lot of questions for a lot of potential clients, is getting to know you and figuring out the type of person they're looking to hire. So,
and also it's a great way to sort of start putting stuff out there with regard to, okay, I can talk about this all day. This is awesome. And you start to get to know what you're really comfortable doing, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't push yourself outside your comfort zone. I will say one thing I would love to share with you guys: you can maximize your whatever you put out, your content. You can use it across every channel, and you should. So you should never think of anything you post on Facebook as that's probably just going to live on Facebook, because you can maximize that content, and you can make it smaller, shorter, put it on Instagram, use it, part of it is an Instagram story. You can then write a blog about it. You can put it on, you can upload it to your, download it from Facebook, upload it to your YouTube. You can write email marketing about, this is from one live. So this is what we do. We can walk you through our process if you want. We do, so on Tuesday, we do a live at 4. We all come together, there's some planning, and then we talk for about an hour. After that goes, and we shut off the camera, a whole lot of other things happen. Jerome, if you can, well, my step once you do that is to download it from here, upload it to YouTube, and then I go through and I make sure that everything in the Facebook post is as I want it to be, since I'm a picky. And then Jerome takes over next.
yeah. So once it's uploaded to YouTube, then I kind of take the reins from there and then create a thumbnail, which essentially becomes a post in itself. The thumbnail will go on YouTube, and then also we'll use that thumbnail to create a post on Instagram and Facebook. And we'll take a snippet of the actual live itself and then add that to the post as well. And then backlink that to the live so that anyone that's interested in actually watching the live can actually see the whole thing. And then in addition to that, we have our copywriter, Anthony, who's awesome. He writes up a blog on our website, all centered around that live. And then once he's completed, again, add that thumbnail and share that blog out to all of our subscribers on our emailing list. So
yep. And then like
that comes out of just
and then so and that goes out, but it because of that chain, now there's more to it than that, because we still take that same content that we've now posted on YouTube and I attach it to a Google ad. So now it's also attached to one of our ads. So it's that single hour goes across about 7 different channels of marketing. And I mean, you see, it goes through a lot of hands. It's not, it used to be something I did on my own and I was dying. So now, of course, I don't do it on my own. Thank God. I love you guys. The great thing too, though, is just that 1 hour, we can get that much content out. Also, for this last one we just did, we did one for Cartesian logic and SWOT analysis. And yesterday I created a downloadable for people, which is now a lead hook. And that is a way that people, when they're searching on the internet about Cartesian logic, if our SEO for that particular subject gets in a good place, we can come up pretty high. They could click on our lead hook, which is a downloadable thing with a SWOT analysis on it that has all of our information, and also, though, gives them something of value. And that could then take them into our website, and they may not otherwise have found us. And so there's so many layers to marketing. It can be very overwhelming, but that's why I say just start one place and get that really good. And then you can start to branch and use that content and put it everywhere. Also a big thing, huge like tips. When he says thumbnail, do you want to explain what a thumbnail is?
Yeah, so thumbnail is prior to actually clicking on the video, you get an image that is essentially what we try to do is make it as attention grabbing as possible. So
you want to get, that's the emotional moment. Like if you want somebody to watch, my cat he has to be on my lap. He's not taking no for an answer. He's knocking things over to get to me. If you want people to watch your video, you want a thumbnail that hooks them in. So thumbnail is so crucial to getting people to watch your video. So having somebody, like, if we're just smile, like, smile will sell, but if I'm going in my thumbnail, far more people are probably going to click on it because people respond to emotion and our brain is responds to emotion. So you want to be animated and get an animated thumbnail. Will get a lot more people clicking on your thumbnail. Also, you want words on your thumbnail. You want to write copy across your thumbnail.
Not too much. Definitely
Not too much, like short. Like one of our best performing ones is make money life coaches. And right there, boom, boom, that's all it says. and people like it. Yeah, I want to. So just be really smart with what you choose as your copy. Well, you can't bite me. And he wants to get on my lap and he gets on my lap and he bites me. So just be very, I'm not smart, but just make deliberate choices and really don't be haphazard. Take a moment and a little extra time. Something as simple as your thumbnail can exponentially change the performance of your video. The other thing with videos too is they take a long time to collect number and views. Out the gate, you'll probably get a few, it'll depend, but you really want to give videos and vlogs longevity because their performance is much more over a 3 months to 6 month window that you'll get a better picture of that, especially with vlogs as well. That's true of SEO. SEO is a long-term game. Don't think that if you do it, you're going to be there and you'll be first page top. It takes about 6 months to a year to start to see SEO results. So it's really a long-term game with SEO.
Can I ask a question about thumbnails?
Yeah, ask about thumbnails.
Jerome, is there a certain app you use, or do you have to be like a graphic designer?
Yeah.
You don't have to be a graphic designer. That word is, or that term, I guess, is thrown around a lot. It's, if you're a business owner, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with Canva.
No.
Okay, so canva.com might be the easiest platform for anyone who doesn't really have the time to actually. So what we use is I use Photoshop and also use Adobe Illustrator, which they can take some time to learn. But Canva is really user friendly. And if you don't have the time or the money to hire someone else to do it, Canva is something that you can use. I'll drop the link for it actually.
They already have templates set up too, and we have a video a little bit on how to use it. There's also one of the things that people are drawn to too when it comes to your posts. People will click on a moving image way faster than they will, or more often than they'll click on just a still image. You can animate your quotes. You can animate everything very easily. There's a program called Ripple, RIPL. It's $9.99 a month, which isn't too bad, but you literally can take whatever pictures you want, videos you want, and words, and it will animate it all for you and in seconds. And you can load in your logo and it will automatically logo it for you. It hooks up to Twitter, Facebook, a number of different places, social. So it's a really cool tool. We use Ripple. We like Ripple. Yeah, we do.
2 to 3 times a week at least.
Bazaar is also another place where I use, where you can create not graphic design, what you just said about Ripple.
Animating.
And so far I've used it and it's been free, even though it says that you should pay or that it's costs money. I've never paid for it and I've been able to use everything on it. So that Bazaar with
check it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of platforms that allow for pretty much there's the free capabilities. And then if you want to upgrade what you can do on that platform, you can pay more. Canva to start is completely free. And if you'd like to go ahead and jump up and upgrade to the next level, you can, but you can get everything that you need to do as a business owner done with the free version of it. So that just be something kind of, you're extremely comfortable with Canva and you're just ready to move on to the next step. They allow for different badges and logos and stuff like that. And it's just, again, it's something that you probably wouldn't want to worry about after you get really comfortable with the free version of it. Went ahead and drop those in the chat for you guys too to check out if you'd like.
Oh yeah, thank you. There's an Adobe program that is actually it wouldn't be used for, it's free, and it wouldn't be used for moving images, but it's great for if you want to brand things and just sort of build out a brand and have everything you put out be kind of within your brand, and you build a brand within it. I'm trying to remember the name of it right now. It's Adobe Spark, I think.
Oh, Adobe Spark.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yes, that's what it is. So it's Adobe Spark. It's free. You should check it out.
Absolutely, yeah, another really user-friendly platform.
Yeah, and you can do social graphics. You can do videos on it too. You can do all kinds of stuff, and it's free. And then there was one more resource too that I was gonna recommend for that kind of thing, and I don't recall what it was. If you ever want to figure out your brand palette, Adobe Color is really good for that too. It's free. What was it? There was one more. I can't recall. That's what, if anybody has their website hosted on Wix, the amazing thing, so Wix, I've worked in Wix for years and years and years, and it's grown so much, and they've got almost everything a coach needs in it now, which is kind of very cool. I mean, from email marketing to booking to accepting payments through forms, I mean, it's all there. They also have a video maker that I use all the time because it's so easy, it's ridiculous. And that is literally, you just pick pictures and you write out some text, and you pick a style and add music or don't add music, and it's done for you in minutes. And it looks like a professional, awesome edited video. And that's all done in the backside of Wix, and they're under their marketing section. And it's free, completely free. Doesn't cost a penny, as long as you have Wix. So
it is, I think it's limited to the amount of times you can use it, because I think I capped mine's out, I'm pretty sure.
We'll get you more. We'll get you more. I know I need to make a new video too for our homepage.
All right, could you guys drop a link for that?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll drop links for all kinds of stuff. Another great tool for if you're writing copy is, I always throw this out there every time, Power Thesaurus. I cannot say Power Thesaurus. It's powerthesaurus.org. If you want to come up with an acronym, if you want to come up with instead of giving you 5 synonyms, it gives you 300, and you can search within it and choose it by letter. So if I wanted to look up a word, like cat or scratch, it would give me 100, 200, 300 different versions of that, and then I can search within it. And so let's say if I'm doing an acronym, I can search for a C, and it will show me every synonym. So it's really cool. That's actually what helped us create Go Learn, and other tools that we have in our wheelhouse as well. So highly recommend Power Thesaurus. I love it. I have it open every day. Any other tools you recommend, Jerome?
Not off the top of my head, but I can just say that a lot of these spaces, a lot of these platforms, they kind of are really pushing hard to, obviously, they're competing against each other in some shape, form, or fashion. So they're all really good spots to take care of a lot of things at once. Canva, that is a lot of people go there to create graphic design, but it's a space where you can also implement video. Same with Ripple, you can do graphics and then also video. It's a lot of these spaces are just kind of like what we were talking about when it comes to social media platforms, getting comfortable with one. You don't have to do all of these at once. Try one, get good at that, and then maybe you want to explore into a different realm and go somewhere else. You can.
And don't get discouraged too. If you are in a program and you're like, I have no clue how this works, you are one among 1,000, several thousand. So many people have been in the same spot. Somebody has Googled whatever you're struggling with. So just Google it, and I guarantee you there's an answer out there. And just take a moment to do that. Don't get discouraged and quit. Just hop on to Google and look up exactly what you're trying to do, and you'll find a tutorial. You'll find somebody who will help you with it.
Is Canva? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask, on Canva, if you create something on there, can you print it out on a big,
they can be difficult.
like as a big poster, and it'll come out
You
well?
can. They actually have a service where I'm not sure if they link
You
it
just pay for it though, right? Because
you'd have to pay
that's the one
for
thing
it.
they
Okay.
do. The way they get you on Canva is a lot of times they don't let you export high resolution or vector images, so unless you pay for them. So that's the one reason, like I tried playing it once to see it and I was like, I'm sticking with my Adobe because, the amazing thing is, honestly though, well, that's too much. That's a lot to take in, but so you'll have to pay, but it's nothing too much. It's not too expensive. They don't like, they're not, it's not going to break the bank for the most part.
But you mentioned Adobe right now. So is that a place where you can print something out where it doesn't cost money?
But Adobe is, it's the thing with Adobe is it's not intuitive. Like it is made as a program that is difficult for people to learn almost.
Yeah, it does.
It's something that I've been doing for 18 years. Jerome, I'm teaching him Illustrator. At least he's teaching himself now. I think we had, but it can be really overwhelming. But if you wanted to ever dive into that, all you need is basically $30 a month, and you have everything you could ever imagine doing creatively if you take the time to learn. But it is overwhelming. It is a lot to learn. Like there are hundreds of tools in each program. I can't even use, like, I will say I've been doing it for 18 years and I still don't use Photoshop and Illustrator to the full maximum like capability of what it can do, because there's just so much to learn and know, and that it's impressive, but it is intimidating at times. Absolutely. So that's why programs like Canva that are built to be user friendly, built to be intuitive and easy to master are great. Just be aware that if you want to do a logo, you're probably going to have, they'll ask you to pay for it if you want to get something to print out really big. That's kind of what the hardest part with it there, but that's how they make their money. So you can't fault them either, because they give a service to you for free. It's fair for them to charge for a thing now and again. So
okay, thank you.
So maybe I just didn't hear this at the beginning, but what is like I'm new to like life coaching, and what is like the way that I can I feel kind of weird asking my friends, like, so is there a way to just get clients? What's the best way?
That's funny, because every life coach asks this question, and there is no one right answer. There's no definite defined, if you do this and this, you will have X amount of clients. There are so many ways and tools, and some things work wonderfully for some people, some things don't work at all for others. It's really about getting out there and figuring out what works for you in your coaching practice, and works for you on a level that is manageable, that you're not breaking yourself, your time, or your wallet. So you've got to sort of find that balance. What the first step really is, who is your target audience?
It's moms with kids at home,
Okay,
or
so,
just moms, basically any type of mom.
well, moms with kids under the age of 18 with
Yes.
still, right? And what are they struggling with? What do they do every day?
They just are frustrated with their lives. They're not happy, and they're not happy with their kids, their house, their body, like the issues that mom has.
But they have a house, right? So
Yes.
they have a house, they have kids. Do they work?
Yeah, some of them do.
About how old? If their kids are under 18, how old are they?
They are 47, 20 to 47. I know that's a big gap, but
20 to 47. Well, yeah, that's okay. Well, we can narrow that down. So they have to have expendable income too, right? If they're going to afford you, I would imagine. So you're looking for probably a mid-class bracket. Where will you find your client? So where can you find her every day? Or if not every day, at least a few times a week.
I can find her. You saying like a place in the world?
Whichever. I mean, it can be a place, it can be digital, it can be not, I mean, whatever. Where can you actually be where you will find your client?
Facebook, Instagram.
If you had to choose between the two.
I think more Instagram.
So then that's where you would start for you. Are you comfortable using Instagram? I mean, is that a platform that you
No, I'm really not social media person, but I'm pushing myself to do it.
Where is there anywhere out in the in anywhere in the world where you can find one of these moms that you feel comfortable?
Yeah, probably a church.
Okay. Why not start there?
Okay, but how do I bring it up that it doesn't? That's my problem. Is like, oh yeah, thank you, or just pass the information, or just offer a class.
So okay, tell me what you do for a living as a life coach. I mean, you actually didn't say as a life coach. Just tell me what you do for a living. Hi, my name's Brooke. It's nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Yetzi, and my husband and I have an anesthesia business for IV sedation for dental offices.
Okay, is that all you do?
No, I'm a mom of 3 kids.
We weren't. I had you on hold.
And that's it. Like, that's what I do, I think.
So you said all of that with such ease, right? You knew exactly what to say, but you didn't mention that you were a life coach.
Oh, okay. But I thought you were asking me like right now what I do. I'm like, okay, so I'm a life coach. That helps. I'm a life coach that brings clarity.
I'm gonna have you hold on for 1 second. I'm gonna introduce myself again. So, okay. And then, hi, my name is Brooke. What's your name?
Yetzi.
Hi, Yetzi. It's nice to meet you. What brings you here?
Well, I love helping women find clarity in their lives and achieve their goals. So
And how do you do that? So how do you help women find their clarity and achieve their goals?
We explore in their life and the things that work and don't work, and find new ways to new tools to achieve what they want.
So you cut out for a minute in the beginning. Did you say that you were a life coach in the beginning? Is that the part that cut out?
No. I didn't say I'm a life coach at all. Should I say it?
You should say it. Yes.
I just got confused because the first class they say not to say you're a life coach.
Well, I mean, you don't have to say you're a life coach. You can say what kind of coach are you? What's your niche? What coach are you?
I'm just can you just say a life coach?
You can say, okay, so yes, because you can get more specific. Now, you can say a clarity coach, you can say a motivational coach. But the important thing is you guys are in this training to be coaches, and to disregard, I understand that the confusion. Don't say that, I'm a life coach, but don't lose that coach, because that coach, regardless, is a buzzword. It is something that people know has value. It's something that people immediately have an attachment to. So use that word coach in whatever, whatever you put before it to qualify what kind of coach you are, whether it be what niche you're in, spiritual, marketing, personal growth, clarity, mom coach, whatever. That helps to explain right there who you're in. If you can get it good, it explains who your market is, right? And then the coach part is so very important. Don't lose that. Use that coach word. It is so valuable. And that's why you're here learning to be a coach, because you know that. Otherwise you wouldn't be.
So does it sound like cliche saying a mom coach?
No, not at all.
Okay.
In the least. I like mom coach. It appeals to the simpler side. It doesn't need a lot of explaining. I'm a mom coach.
Perfect.
Dan's back. I see Dan. How do you feel about mom coach? Oh, he's muted. Am I the only one who can't hear him?
Nope.
Hey, Brooke, I had a quick question, if you didn't mind. If you could share with me on social media content managers. I'm at the point where I'd like to select one, and I've done the YouTube tutorials that say this one does this and this one does that, and just tell me which one you use, and then I'll just buy that one.
We do it. That's what we do. So
I want to do it myself, so I'm asking which platform you use.
I've used several different platforms. I've used Hootsuite. I've used I like Buffer. Buffer is actually not a bad one to do. Hootsuite's good. There's a lot in there. The thing is, I've found in every case that they fall short somewhere. And it
Yes.
bothers me.
Right. That's what I'm gathering. So you almost have to have a combination of them to do different things.
The
Is that
amazing thing is
correct?
Facebook and Instagram is all managed within itself now because
Sure.
of Creator Studio. So you don't really need anything for Facebook and Instagram. Outside of Facebook and Instagram, and actually Instagram's linked to Twitter too. So you've got 3, boom, boom, boom. You don't have to pay an extra penny for anything if you do that. LinkedIn is its own beast.
Well, for me, I guess the goal is to not have to log into multiple. So I'm looking to bring them all together so I don't have to log into each of those.
I have yet to find a service that has absolutely everything on it in one place. It doesn't exist.
So what I've found, like it sounds like most people that manage social media need at least like 2, which is like a Buffer and Hootsuite. They kind of combine the 2 depending on which platforms they're using.
HubSpot is a great place to go to. Yeah.
Okay.
Does HubSpot allow you to schedule through Instagram? Because I know only Facebook can schedule posts, but Instagram
That's what I'm saying.
can't.
Instagram, no. Basically, only Facebook can. Instagram's been pulled off of Buffer, Hootsuite. It's just not up. You can get your own like offshoot ones, but really, I have yet to find a fully inclusive social media manager software.
Okay, that's what I kind of came up with, and I just didn't know if I was.
Anytime I get close to, it's like there were for a while Buffer did, and then they pulled Instagram, like, and it's just so frustrating. So I just said no more. I'm done. And now we just do. That's what we all do it in house. So, right, Jerome?
Yeah, Facebook Creator Studio is what we use, and it's cross-platform in the sense that it allows you to schedule posts for both Instagram and Facebook at the same time, which really hits our market audience or target audience. So
I'm going to throw a hand up here and let everybody know I'm starting in 1 minute, so we have time so that the rest of the class knows to come back in as well.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done.
No worries, just setting the marker up.
We also use YouTube as well, and keep in mind YouTube is connected with Google, so anything you put on YouTube will help you a bit with your SEO, and will also help you with your Google My Business. So it's basically Facebook and Instagram are linked, then there's Google, YouTube, and then from there LinkedIn's on its own and Twitter's on its own, TikTok's on its own.
They fall short. I mean, really the reason they fall short, I think, and a lot of big reason why is because on these different platforms, they're different pieces of content that you're putting on it. They're totally different types of content. Like YouTube isn't going to be something that we're going to be able to post on Instagram, or Facebook you can, but it depends.
There's rules too.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
has their own rules.
Each platform, which make it difficult to kind of just do it all in one type push.
And well, you don't, and again, that's the thing, you don't want to either, because your content should be somewhat tailored to each platform if you can. Now we will use the same thing across, but I will never, there are things I put on Facebook that will never go on LinkedIn ever. They just don't. LinkedIn's